Come join us on our honeymoon in Oahu. Come with us as we drive ATVs on Kualoa Ranch and watch surfers on the North Shore. We even visit Dole Plantation. We also learn Hula at the Polynesian Cultural Center and check out the Bishop Museum in Honolulu. And of course, we had to try some local food and drink. We hopped on the plane with our vaccine card in hand. We paid extra for the legroom, and boy was it worth it. We also had some great views along the way. After checking into our hotel, we got some refreshments. If you're wondering how many shrimp we got for $24, the answer is 3! The next morning, we headed from our hotel in Waikiki up the East Coast to Kualoa Ranch. They offer many different experiences, but we chose the UTV Raptor tour. This 2-hour tour included the Ka'awa Valley, which is famous because over 300 movies have been made here, including this ultra-low budget film. We hit the road again to see more filming sites, including Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. Interesting fact, those cement buildings are actually made out of plywood. And these tree stumps are actually made out of foam. While we got to stop and play at a few of the filming sites, many of the movie sites we only got to drive by. These included King Kong and Skull Island, Journey to the Center of the Earth, and Pearl Harbor. Wow, just check out these breathtaking views. We were at the back of the pack, and if you look close, you can see the tour guide behind me. Ah! The door is open! Beware of dinosaurs on the loose! I just couldn't get over how surreal and beautiful the landscape was here. So there's wash stations behind us because we are dusty and dirty. So we left Kualoa Ranch and drove up the east coast towards the north. We stopped at Giovanni's shrimp truck for lunch on our way to Ehukai Beach and the Bonsai Pipeline to go watch surfers. Giovanni's famous shrimp truck is next to shaded seating and a shopping area. This is the scampi, and this is the hot and spicy with their famous sauce. Looks like we gotta peel the shrimp. The scampi was our favorite. Of course, we had to check out the flora and the famous Hawaiian fauna. We're at the Bonsai Pipeline on the North Shore in Oahu, watching all the professional surfers.
Hey, somebody's surfing.
Look at him go! Our surfers are all swimming back out. Just to show you how far these surfers are swimming out to catch their waves. They're just picking up shells. Did you get busted by the lifeguard?
What's that?
Did you get busted by the lifeguard?
No, not busted. He just said, watch the waves. You can get pretty deep there. He said the old couple almost got swept away.
Still to come, we visit the Botanical Gardens at Dole, eat some real Hawaiian food, go to a luau at the Polynesian Cultural Center, and we check out the Bishop's Cultural Museum as well. Next we started heading back south through the middle of the island, and we stopped at Dole Plantation. We were excited to check out Dole's Botanical Gardens. Rainbow eucalyptus. First up, and more importantly, we had to try Dole's famous pineapple Dole Whip. It was delicious! Next, the gardens, where you can learn about the history of the plantation. I was really amazed by all the gorgeous flowers in the garden. However, at a pineapple plantation, I would expect to see some pineapple plants. I saw bananas, and I saw papayas, I saw taro, but I didn't see one single pineapple plant. That little guy. I feel like I can really appreciate these botanical gardens on a different level just because I'm a gardener. Something else I am is an artist. So I can really appreciate the time, dedication, and work it takes to make something handmade. So when did you get started?
I went 16 years.
16? Wow. Is it like a family thing you learn
Yeah.
from?
They grow up with that help and you know.
We headed back towards Honolulu, but made a pit stop at the Highway Inn restaurant, which despite its humble exteriors, has amazing traditional Hawaiian food. I had a really hard time deciding what to get because I had never tried anything before and I had no idea what anything was, but finally I decided to try the pork. It was delicious, and Drew kept trying to steal some even though he loved his fish tacos with sweet potato tortillas. Kulolo is made from taro and coconut, and it has this consistency of soft fudge. So we're at the Hilton Hawaiian Village in Honolulu, and we got upgraded even though I paid with points and it was free. So we have this awesome view. There's a lagoon below. And there's a luau going on right now. We watched the sunset and then headed to the bar at the hotel for a couple of expensive but delicious drinks. I tried the lava flow. Walking distance from the beach, there's a Tiki bar called Arnold, where the drinks are, well, much more affordable. The music was blaring and we had a lot of fun. Definitely worth checking out. We headed back to get some sleep and get ready for day 2 at the Polynesian Cultural Center.
The island is the most isolated island in the
I'm
world.
gonna take your video.
First up, the island of Hawaii.
Drew's showing us how it's done. You were close, I can feel it. It's there somewhere. It's just
Yeah, you almost got it. Next up were hula lessons, where we learned hula, or, well, attempted to learn hula. They gave a demonstration of the original traditional hula, which was much more serious and more rhythmic. The more lyrical hula that we see today was influenced by non-indigenous people bringing stringed instruments to the islands. Polynesian Cultural Center isn't just about Hawaii, it's about all of Polynesia, which includes many other islands. It had only been a couple of months, but we renewed our vows during a Tahitian wedding ceremony. We tried coconut bread and spear throwing.
Got together at Wonder Oh! Come on, Mary Beth. Oh, that was a good throw. Wow.
In Tonga, we learned that this breadfruit tree is one of the trees used to make bark cloth or tapa. It's soaked and beaten for thousands of hours to make ceremonial blankets. We also tried our hand at outrigger canoes.
See the design on the paddle?
Oh yeah, look at that.
It's pretty cool.
So when you heard the galea played in his fashion back in the days, be prepared.
After the drum and comedy show, we headed to the luau for dinner. I was really fascinated by how they cooked the pig.
A nice-sized pig. Once you have your pig, you're going to layer it with rocks, and you're going to see all this in a few seconds. Now, you're going to get nice, big-sized rocks, and once you have those rocks in the pit, you're going to start putting your kindling or your firewood on top of the rocks. Once you have your firewood on top, you're going to light it on fire and let it burn for a good hour, because you want the rocks to get as hot as possible. It's the heat from the rocks that's gonna cook your food. Okay. Partially uncovered. Now once the rocks are hot enough to start cooking, you start placing your food on top. And you can cook anything in an imu. It's basically like a steam cooker. And there we go. There is one of the stars of the show. Can everyone please say pua'a? Pua'a is pig in English. And once you have your food on top today, we just have our one little piggy that made it to the imu. But you can kind of cook anything in an imu. Thanksgiving time, a lot of families will use it to cook turkeys for Thanksgiving. It does taste a little different. It's very moist. But once you have your food spread out on top of the rocks, you're going to start trapping the heat. The first layer you see the mentan, those are leaves, banana leaves actually. You probably saw quite a few in the Samoan village next door. Nice, big, mature banana leaves. That's our first layer. Second layer is kindling. Our second layer is our burlap. You still notice the brown material that the man uncovered first? That's burlap. Now, burlap came to the islands. When sailors came to our islands, they left behind a lot of burlap sacks. So we made use of those burlap by cutting them up, wetting them, and using them as a second layer. And then last, 21st century, we'll even go as far as using big plastic tarps as our last layer just to seal all the heat in. You let it sit for a good 6 to 8 hours, and once the time is done, you uncover it, and your food is ready.
You know, I still dream about these tropical smoothies.
A chanter proclaims these genealogies, reminding everyone of the ancient lineage of the royal families. Dressed in the royal fashions of the late 1800s, our kanakapahili, or bearers of the tall feathered standards, Hawaiian symbols of the royalty, lead the procession. Our mo'imahine, our queen, is attended by a kahu, an attendant, and a kalai moku, a royal advisor.
So we splurged and we got the Super Ambassador Luau package. If you have the money to spend, it is well worth it. If you haven't noticed already, we are in the very front row in the center of the stage. Not only that, you get a personal tour guide. We had one girl for just the two of us, and she went ahead for every little show on every island, and she reserved the front row for us. She was really great, and she gave us lots of tips on how to make the best use of our day. We also got a kukui nut lei when we arrived. It was definitely worth it. Totally recommend. We had some free time between the luau and the Ha Breath of Life performance, where sadly they didn't allow us to do any photography. So anyway, we checked out the gift shop and the ukulele exhibit, and I even found a ukulele for my grandma. The exhibit is talking about how they make ukuleles. We decided to continue our cultural education, and we headed to the Bishop Museum, starting in the Kahili room to check out their feather standards for the monarchy. While we were there, they had an amazing exhibit on Hawaiian tattoos. Now they talked about the meaning of them, as well as the hand tap technique. And I was stunned at how incredibly detailed and gorgeous these are. Next up was the Hawaiian Hall. The first floor is the realm of the Kai Akea, which represents the Hawaiian gods, legends, beliefs, and the world of pre-contact Hawaii. My personal favorite, learning about the Mo'o'o, or lizard gods. They also had a hale, which stood in Kauai for over a century before being reconstructed in the museum in 1902. Something I found fascinating was that every day of the month has a different name, and it's based on the phases of the moon. I also checked out their calendar with their seasons, and of course my birth month. So I was born in Nana, and people born in that month have wanderlust. I was really fascinated by the tools and the tool making. These are tools for making clothing and dyeing clothing. These are instruments for hula. They made jewelry from whale teeth and boar tusks. These hats are made from plaited sugarcane. Of course, while I was enjoying the pretty things, Drew was more fascinated by the canoes and the weapons. Next, we explored the Pacific Hall, where we learned about the oral traditions and the migrations of the Pacific peoples. Those boat miniatures are really neat. These are shark rattles. Coming up, we do some shopping, try Malasadas, and go to Lanikai Brewery. I love the Hawaiian quilts at the Royal Hawaiian Hotel. They had a bold botanical motif on a white background. Next up, Hawaiian shortbread and Malasadas. So I've been wanting to try Malasadas, and this is technically a mochi Malasadas with mango flavor. I also have one in taro flavor. I'm gonna give it a try. Hey baby, sugar lips. For dinner, we headed over to Lanikai Brewing Company to try some of their beers and also some of their spirits. This is a hibiscus and lime hard seltzer. It's good. This is a Pog Mimosa, passion fruit, orange, and guava. So this is macadamia nut amaretto on ice. Wow, it is really sweet off the nose. That's really good. Babe, you need to try this. This is the pizza food truck next door. Drew still dreams about this pizza. So we're sitting in the terminal waiting for our flight to Lanai. This is the whole terminal. I'm eating breakfast and I'm trying that Kulolo that I bought the other day. So we're trying the Kulolo, and this has kind of the consistency of malto meal if you left it out, and it's a little bit sweeter. Pretty sure this is the plane we're going on. Join us on our next episode as we head to Lanai Cat Sanctuary. Thanks for watching. I truly hope you enjoyed going on this journey with us. To get notified for the next episodes, make sure you subscribe and you hit the bell for me. Thanks, and have a good one.